So today we are going to be talking about how to make eggs Benedict. So in front of you I have my mise en place, or everything in its place, which is a rough translation of that. In French, it means I have all of my ingredients ready to go, prepped out and measured. It really helps keep everything organized. Everything is where it needs to be, and it ensures that the cook knows exactly what they are looking for when they need something for the recipe. It also makes sure that they don't skip anything and that an ingredient isn't missing when they're making something, because everything is lined up there ready to go. So we have the English muffin, the butter, the eggs, the Canadian bacon, the melted butter, the lemon juice, all set and ready to go to make the eggs Benedict and the Hollandaise sauce. So for the Hollandaise sauce, we're going to be adding 2 egg yolks, a little bit of lemon juice. So the goal here is to whisk the eggs and lemon juice together, to liquefy them, and to make sure they're completely mixed together, just like I did here. So once we have the egg yolks and the lemon juice completely mixed together, we're going to transport them over to a double boiler. So this pan here has just a little bit of water in it with a little bit of steam coming off. And that steam is going to heat up the egg yolks, and it's going to slowly thicken them. So this pot right here is going to go on top of the pot that's on the stove, or the mixing bowl rather. It's going to go on top of the stove, and I'm going to whisk it together, and the steam is going to slowly heat up and thicken the egg yolks. We can't go too fast though with the heat, or else we might end up with scrambled eggs, which we don't want. So now we have to take it off the heat every now and then in order to make sure that the yolks don't heat up too quickly. Nobody wants a chunky Hollandaise sauce. It doesn't taste as good, and the consistency in the mouth is not very pleasant. So off the heat, on the heat, off the heat, back and forth until you get a thick, kind of creamy egg yolk texture. Once we do that, we'll emulsify our melted butter, which I just showed you. And then the emulsification is nothing more than forcing 2 liquids together that don't want to mix together, or forcing, in this case, the fat from the butter, forcing it into the egg yolk mixture to help create the base of our sauce. So once we do that, then we can season it with some salt, some pepper, a little cayenne pepper, and the lemon juice we added earlier is going to add a nice brightness to the sauce. So that's what I've already done here. Everything's already been seasoned up and ready to go. So once the Hollandaise sauce is ready, you're going to keep it off to the side in a warm place for use. If the sauce gets too thick, you can always add a little bit of warm water to it and mix it together really, really hard to loosen it up. But usually if you use a Hollandaise sauce pretty quickly after you make it, you don't have to worry too much about that. So now we have our English muffins buttered. The fat from the butter is going to add a nice crispness to the English muffin. So whenever we use fat, like oil or butter with cooking, usually cooks and chefs will do that to keep items from burning. Or in this case, to toast the bread without burning it, but still giving it a nice pleasant crunch when you bite into it. So fat with cooking usually will do that for food. Helps keep the food items from burning, but still gives the food items a chance to crisp up or get nice and cooked. So that's what we're doing there. Then we have our Canadian bacon there that we're going to throw into a pan soon. I've also got my eggs cracked open ready to go, because now we're going to poach the eggs. So poaching eggs is by putting them in water with a little bit of vinegar. The vinegar helps speed up the cooking process just a little bit. So we're going to take a knife, a spoon, something you have on hand. You're going to create a little whirlpool effect in the water. And that's going to help spin the egg when it gets dropped into the water. And it's going to help create a nice round circle egg as it cooks in the liquid. So the ham there is caramelizing. The Canadian bacon is already cooked. So all we got to do is warm it up, add a little color to it. The egg in there only takes about 90 seconds to 2 minutes to poach, so it's pretty fast, so we'll take that out soon. Ham there is getting some color on it and warming it up. So caramelization is nothing more than browning the sugars that are already in food items, like you can see the color there on the ham, and that helps pull more flavor out of the food item, makes it taste better. So the eggs, once they're poached, will sit on a paper towel for a few seconds to drain the excess water. You saw one of my eggs there almost fell apart on me, but I was lucky enough to still pull it out and catch it before it broke. Poached eggs are very delicate, so you got to be a little gentle and careful with them when you're handling them. So it's better to use a slotted spoon and work a little slow with them so you don't break them open. And then here we go. That's the final product, the Eggs Benedict, a nice crispy English muffin, using the fat from the butter to crisp up the English muffin. We're going to caramelize the Canadian bacon fat that's in the meat to bring out the flavor of the Canadian bacon, a rich Hollandaise sauce with lemon, salt, pepper, and the poached egg. So to get the poached egg from the napkin to the English muffin, just a little tip that I like to do is I'll put the slotted spoon on the plate, grab the corner of the paper towel here and roll it really slowly on top of the spoon. Now, you might lose a little bit of egg white there like I did, on that one egg, but it's going to help keep the yolk from breaking open on you. And then you're going to bring the spoon over and roll it very slowly on top of the Canadian bacon there. So it keeps everything nice and tight and keeps it from breaking open. So hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you learned a lot from this demonstration, and I really look forward to hearing back from you guys soon. Thank you so much.